Very good morning, children. So today let us go ahead with the next lesson, that is physical and chemical changes in today's class. Okay, so every day we see a different kinds of activities or changes in our surroundings. Okay, so these changes may involve formation of one or more new substances, or it may involve there is a change in their shape, size, or a state. Okay, so a variety kinds of changes we see in our surroundings. They may be natural changes or which are performed by a man. Okay, so sometimes your mother may ask you to dissolve water in a sugar in a water or salt in a water. Okay, so this is also a kind of change. Okay, making a solution of a sugar, making solution of a tea. Okay, so these are also a kind of change. Okay, so setting of milk into curd is also a kind of change. So dragging, stretching a rubber band is also a kind of change. Cutting a tree into two halves, it's also a change. Okay, so there are variety kinds of changes takes place in our surroundings. So like this, you make a list of 10 changes that you observe or that you notice in your surroundings. They may happen naturally or which are performed by a man. Okay, so in this chapter, so let us study or let us learn or perform some activities and study the nature of these changes. What kind of nature the following changes will have. So we will study some of the activities. Those examples we will study through some activities. Okay, so we broadly classify the naturally what are the changes happens in our surroundings. We broadly classify them into two types. Those are physical changes as well as chemical changes. So firstly, let us learn about physical changes. Okay, so there are some activities which are given here for our more understanding. Okay, first let us understand the examples through activities, then we will identify them, what kind of changes they are and to which category these changes belong to. Okay, so firstly, so activity number 6.1. okay, what is that? Let's understand. It's very simple. Cut a piece of paper into 4 square pieces. One paper, you take any square piece of paper, you cut them into 4 pieces. Again, now cut each paper again into further 4 square pieces. Okay, so now lay these all pieces of paper on the floor or a table, so that if you arrange those all pieces of paper, square paper, again it should get the shape of original piece of original paper. Okay, so now obviously, can you join these pieces of paper which are cut them into square pieces back to its original shape? You may join, bring them close together, but you cannot join them together. So is there any change in the property of the paper here? Yes. Okay, there is a change in the property of this paper, means you cannot join those pieces and bring back to original shape. Okay, keep it in mind. Original shape means you can just bring them nearer, but you will not get the original shape in the proper manner. Okay, so there is a change in the property of the paper. Okay, so now original piece you won't get here. Look at the activity number 6.2 which is given here. It's simple. So you collect some chalk dust from the board, from the floor near your classroom board. Okay, in the classroom. Okay, blackboard near, you will get some dust, chalk powder or a dust. So collect it from the classroom just nearby the blackboard, and you crush, or else if you don't have that one, take one chalk piece that you crush into many pieces and make it a powder. Now add a little amount of water to this chalk powder and it will convert it into dust. Okay, it is made into a paste now. Okay, now roll this paste and try to bring the shape of this paste again to make a piece of chalk. Is it possible to make a piece of chalk with the help of this paste which you have prepared by using a water? After, even if we let it dry? No, you recover chalk from the dust or what? Okay, you think of this example. So go for the third activity here. Take some glass or a plastic container. Okay, tumbler. Melt one small portion of the ice by placing it on a tumbler, plastic tumbler or a glass tumbler. Okay, now so keep it in the hot sun. So what happens at the time? A small, all the ice which are kept on the plastic tumbler, it is going to be dissolved into water. Okay, now place the tumbler, okay, in a freezing mixture. Now after when it is solid ice is converted into liquid water, after placing it in the sun for some time, it is converted into liquid. Now again place this liquid water into a freezing mixture, means in the fridge. Again, does it change into what? Solid substance or not? Does it make converted into solid or not? Yes. So the water becomes solid ice again. Okay, so water is again can be converted into solid ice, cube ice, by keeping it in a fridge. Look at the figure 7, activity 6.4 now. So boil some water in any one of the container. So after some time you will see that the steam are rising. So when you heat up by giving more temperature, the steam starts coming out in the form of vapors. So now what you do, very simple here, from the surface of that beaker or that container which you have taken, the water try to goes out in the form of vapor, in the form of steam. Okay, so now what you do, take one any one pan, the pan which you use for making some different food items. So hold that pan inverted by its place, by its handle. Okay, you have to hold reverse manner, just opposite to the direction of the steam. In the reverse manner you have to hold it. Now okay, over the steam, where the steam is going, just opposite to that, in the reverse order you have to hold that pan. Okay, from some distance from the boiling water you have to hold it. Okay, observe the inner surface of the pan. Now what happens, you will see the droplets of water which are when they touch them, when that steam which is going out of the container, when it touches the pan, it converted into liquid form and started falling down as in the form of droplets. And the last activity is here, it's activity 6.5. it's very simple. Take one used hackle saw blade, means the blade which you use for cutting and all. So that blade you have to take, so hold it with a pair of tongs. I will show you when you come to the science lab. It is like tongs which you use in your to hold the things, containers in your kitchen room, like that tongs will be there. So hold it with a pair of tongs. Now keep the one tip of this blade just near burning flame of the gas stove. Okay, so wait for some time, let it be there on the flame of the burning flame of the gas stove for few minutes. So let it be like that for few minutes. After some time you take it out of that. So does the color of the tip of the blade change there? Yes. So does it get back after some time, does it get back to its original color? Yes, that is also right. So in all these activities from 6.1 to 6.5 what we have studied, we come to a conclusion here. We segregate these all activities into two categories. So first thing is that in activity 6.1 and 6.2 what we have done, so that is a piece of paper we try to made into many square pieces. Again we try to make into whole or a new sheet of paper. Is it possible? Not possible. Okay, to see the sheet of paper full. So in the 6.2 what you have done, chalk paper you have taken, you made into a powder and you made a paste and you try to make it again what? Chalk dust. Chalk. Okay, is it possible to make it chalk? After even it underwent the changes in size, it is not possible to make it to the chalk. Okay, 6.3 and 6.4 activities you see here. Water changes in its state now. So solid ice changes into liquid water. Again liquid water, because of the cooling effect, it changes into solid. So I like that there is a change in the state of the material. Okay, on heating and cooling. So last one here. So all these properties what we indicate that. So properties such as shape, change in the shape, change in the size, color, okay, state of the substance, okay, they are all called physical properties. If there is a change in the what? Size of that substances or a shape of the substances or any state of the substance is changed, then such a changes we call them as physical changes, or such a properties we call them as physical properties. A change in which a substance undergoes a change in its physical properties. If there is a change in the physical properties, then it is called physical change. A physical change is generally what? Reversible. It can be brought back to its original shape and size or state. Okay, it can be converted into what? Reversible order. So we call it as a reversible change. Physical change can be called as reversible change. Okay, physical change is generally reversible. So in such change, no new substance is formed. In such physical change, there is no new substance is going to be formed. Only in change in the color or a shape or its properties may change it. Okay, so this is all dear students regarding the what? Physical changes in today's class. In tomorrow's class, let us learn about the chemical changes. Thank you and have a nice day.